start with Cooper, man.
Let's start with Cooper.
Cooper is the place to start. Dallas gets their first win, but Cooper gets his first statement game, and that's really what it felt like. Cooper was good in the first two games. I am not saying otherwise. Let's not pretend like, there was ups and downs, but this was Cooper Flagg. There was moments, there was stretches where it looked like he was everywhere. Like he was defending, he was handling, he was running the break, he was making the passes, he was dunking. That third quarter was awesome. And in the third quarter, I thought, Dallas scored 39 points. 26 of the 39 were points in the paint. They had 11 fast break points. So it's interesting. I watched Toronto in their first game against Atlanta. They blew out Atlanta. And a big reason why they did that is Toronto was able to get out and run. And I thought it was very flipped, very turned around and flipped over, where there was moments where Dallas was running on Toronto out of nothing, out of just like one guy back in the play. Cooper's big dunk, which was amazing. And you don't need to put qualifiers on it. That's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is like, this is what allowed them to extend this big lead. It was just nothing. Like Cooper Flagg just ran straight to the rim, got the pass, boomed it, which is what you want him to do.
Yeah.
He looked really awesome.
Put a head top on Sandro Mamakalashvili, Mark Followell. That sparked what was
nicely done.
A big run.
I was practicing that one. Yeah, you can vouch for me. I was practicing that one over the show. I'm still not confident enough to. I'm gonna need to go home and say it like 30 more times before I feel like I'm gonna break it out on national TV here.
Yeah, I'm a gamer. I had to practice it a couple times, and we let it fly, and it worked. So it worked out. But it worked out well for Cooper Flagg. We'll get to the turning point coming up in our next segment, which was a massive third quarter for the Dallas Mavericks that used a 13-0 run to really turn and flip this game around. What was a competitive game throughout the first 2.5 quarters, where there were 25 lead changes total in this game. The Mavericks led by as many as 16. Raptors led by as many as 7. One of my favorite numbers, though, from tonight, Tim, as we go through a litany of them here in our first segment, the number 32. No, I'm not talking about Cooper Flagg and his number. 32 was a number of assists on the 50 made field goals that the Mavericks had tonight. They were sharing the basketball.
Pretty good ratio.
Yeah, that's pretty good. When you're sharing it in transition, sharing it in the half court, the Mavericks have talked about getting the ball moving, the ball touching the paint, and a number of guys able to make plays. They shared the ball, and it worked out very efficiently for a team that wound up shooting what was 58.8% from the field tonight on 50 of 85 from the field.
Ozzy D, thank you for the super chat. Shout out to me, I guess. Yeah, thank you. We appreciate that.
Ozzy D with the $1.99 super chat. Win or lose, Weeboos, shout out, Natty Tim.
Cooper can do everything. He does everything. He is there is nothing he can't do. Now, he's not going to do everything at all the time, every second, constantly. That's something he's going to grow into, because right now you do see that he's still picking his spots. But just to list a few of the things Cooper Flagg can do. He can run, transition, and make bounce passes, like kick ahead, forward, bounce passes, right on time, right on target. He can throw alley-oops. He can be a rim deterrent in the fast break. There was a moment where I didn't clock the Raptor who it was. It was one of their guards. Maybe it was Ochai Agbaji or Emmanuel Quickly. But it was a one-on-one with Cooper at the rim and a chance to challenge him. It wasn't even an attempt. This was not Brandon Ingram trying to challenge Derek Lively at the start of the game. There was not even an attempt to do that. I think Cooper has looked awesome stepping into threes of every type. We'll see how consistent of a three-point shooter he's going to be. But I was really curious, can he be somebody who shoots pull-up threes? He's going to be confident when players go under the screen against him. And he just stepped into one and drained it. That's something that I really liked. And it's just all over the court. You see him rebound, you see him hustle, you see him pass, you see him defend. And, and then the best move of the night.
Mm-hmm.
It reminded me of Luka in the sense that it took him about 3-4 moves to get to where he wanted to go. But it's where he finally gets to about the dunker spot and then kind of swims through pivots after a pump fake, takes that extra step. Kyrie loves that. It's the step through move that you see Kyrie do it. You see a lot of people do it. He steps through and he finishes the and one. Like I said, a few different moves to get where you want. You don't want to be doing that every single time unless you're actually Luka, I guess. But it's awesome that he's already showing counters to counters to counters, and that this is not somebody who just needs a straight line. This is something that he can keep doing consistently with verve, with emphasis.
Cooper Flagg starting to realize that he could play in this league, and the confidence continuing to grow in his first 3 games. You saw that especially in the third quarter.